Hey everybody, it's One Man Garage again. It's the only sunny day I have this week that's not cold. So we're gonna try to get the Catalina ready for racing. We didn't really get it done last year. I got 2 months to get it ready, so let's get started. I'm gonna take off this heater cover that's just there to block off the hole. There's nothing there. I just got tech screws. We're gonna take that off because I actually want to do a firewall mounted battery mount like a truck instead of like up front where it originally was. I had it in the trunk, but it just got to where it was unreliable to start with the long length of the cable runs, and I temporarily put it inside on the floor with a negative throw switch, but that's not NHRA legal. So we're going to lose that. That was just for starting up the stroker motor with a shorter cable run. And then this crapped out bench seat, it's got to go, man. This thing hadn't been out on the races for a couple of years. I think 2020 might have been the last time I even ran the thing. So we're going to do that transmission soon when the weather's not so bad, but here's why I'm just going to go ahead and pull this seat out today. It's just not really, yeah, can't do it. I already ordered a bucket seat, a low back bucket, because I got to have low back buckets to look right. 60s car. You can see all this debris in here blowing around. I got to clean this car out. License plates are still good, and going to the buckets is going to free me up on better shifter opportunities. This truck shifter is a long reach automatic shifter that looks like a 4-speed, but it's basically a bench seat truck shifter. So going to buckets, I'll be able to put in a little better shift action. I'm going to put a bigger steering wheel on too, because manual steering's a little rough with that small diameter wheel. Well, I pulled out 3 tech screws. I know I got foam on the bottom. Let me go take a look inside before I go tearing on it. Yep, just foam, I think. Boy, that's tight. Oh, there is a screw on the bottom right there. Okay, gotcha. Yeah, I had to hammer a socket on that bottom one to get to it. It's just that tight. Is there more screws? Come on, man. Well, I had to unhook my very high-tech transcooler that I had behind the front wheel. That has worked flawlessly. Hopefully we can put it back later. But yeah, there was one more bolt. So, it's been a while since I worked on this. Finally, the easiest, hardest thing to do today. I have a whole nother one of those that's not damaged, so maybe I'll keep that, maybe I won't. Now I got a hole. This is not glamorous or very exciting, so I've got some 1/2-inch combo wrenches, so I gotta take these bolts out. This was a seat out of a 63 4-door sedan Pontiac that had the tritone 3-color Ventura trim interior and a non-folding bench seat, so it's supposed to be lighter, but you just can't go using crunchy old seats and expect them to hold up. They just disintegrate. So anyway, yeah, and the seat belts are genuine GM 1970 from back seat of my 70 Cutlass wagon, because it's an upgrade, right? A 63 with 70 belts. I don't know about no date codes, but I'm just saying that's an improvement. It's newer. Well, got the other side out. Got one on this side, in the front, and 2 in the back. I think I had 3, all 4, 2 and 2 on the other side. So 3 over here. It's getting easier. Alright, seatbelt is off. Maybe I can give you some kind of view. Originally found this car in Waxahachie 20-something years ago. Ended up scoring it for $600 for my buddy for his project, but it came here. And then it changed ownership a couple times between him and my other buddy, and it ended up coming back again two more times. And I ended up with it. Oof. How about that? Ooh, that's a lot of cleaning to do. What a mess. Yes, car was gold originally with the gold Pontiac, and then somebody painted this horrible, sort of like a factory Kimberly blue, god awful baby blue over gold. And then of course it got the Walmart rattle can flat white, which was way better. But with the gold dash, I don't know, maybe one day I can get gold door panels. I don't know if, or change it all to black inside, or just not worry about it, keep it gold inside and just keep it white outside. Probably what's going to happen. But I'd like to at least clean these jams up, get rid of that blue. It's just nasty. So I guess I'll haul this thing over to the other garage after I get the seat belt out. I don't really want it in the weather because it's still a good rebuildable seat. But like I said, it's not reclining though, so I don't know who's going to need it. Maybe I'll just throw it away. Yeah, that's probably all I'm going to get done today. I got to decide what kind of sheet metal I'm going to patch this with, and then figure out if I'm just going to get a couple little sturdy angle brackets to screw to the firewall, and then just put some kind of stock battery tray to screw to the brackets. I'm not sure yet. I was going to order a 5859 Apache truck battery tray rig, but I'm not sure yet. Got to decide. Well, next step on the Catalina is going to probably be vacuuming the inside, but that north wind is ripping like it is cold. The sun looks nice, don't feel nice. Now I know it's like, oh, you got that garage over there, but that's really just a parking garage and doesn't have doors or electricity, but it does block north wind. But anyway, on a side note, we had a real hard, long, dark freeze that killed all of my plants. Hell, this thing we've had for like 10 years and didn't keep it inside. Just, oh well, it's gone. Habaneros or toast. Gonna be, oh, that was a bell pepper the other day. Yeah, real nice. Anyway, I don't usually bring this topic up, but if you're watching this, if you're not subscribed, do me a solid and subscribe. And, maybe share, but, hit that like button. We need those likes. This is not a monetized channel. This is out of my pocket. And I've got over 400 videos. Now, granted, a lot of them are short, but there's quite a bit of last 2.5 years tied up in this thing. So, anyway, just do me a fave, because some of my numbers said like anywhere from 80-something to 90-something% of my viewers, my watch views or whatever, is not even subscribed. So, anyway, just, think it out. Maybe we get the watch hours up to 3,000 and get the subscribers over 1,000. Maybe we'll come up with a little merchandise at some point for that 1% or 10% of y'all might want some. Anyway, just, want to throw that out there while I'm not working on anything because the wind's too cold. Thanks for watching. We're not done. I'm just, making content. Yesterday I did find this piece of metal. We're going to cut it up. Use that for a block off panel and battery tray, I think, because I can cut a rectangle out of one corner and have, something I can drill 2 holes for 3/8 all threads, and then a piece for the firewall to block off the old heater, you know, all off of that same piece, and that'll be really good and sturdy. I can anchor the battery to on, you know, as this is vertical, and then do whatever the bracketry is for the tray. So anyway, got a good piece of metal. We're gonna not cut up, but try to get a rectangle that matches the firewall pattern just to block the hole. It's kind of a shoebox size, and we'll mark it out. I don't know if I'll cut it today or tomorrow. It might be tomorrow. So just stick along, we're gonna get it done. Went out in the wind and freeze my butt off and go measure what size rectangle I need for the block off plate. Try not to laugh. We're going to call that a 15 by 8, kind of like a wheel, except it's a rectangle. And then, I'm not saying these are the brackets, but I mean, if I have something laying around, I could paint black, you know, to hold up a battery tray. This might actually work. Why spend money? Just make something. That's hot rodding. Well, it's the next day. It's Saturday. It's still freaking cold. I got me a little workspace, so I'm going to mark off that 15 by 8 inches so I can use a cutoff wheel or grinder with a cutoff wheel, get this thing for the block off plate done, and then we'll do the tray. Well, I'm fixing to put a new cutoff wheel and the guard back on, but I was going to be cool and do the tape, but that stuff's just not sticking, and I don't know that it affects the results. I just see people do it when they're cutting sheet metal, putting tape down, but this ain't, whatever. I'm not a body man, okay? Got C-clamps, actually. Got my safety stuff. Just got to go get my glasses. Well, that worked pretty well, I'd have to say. Like butter. Ready for cut number 2. Safety glasses engaged. Eyes don't grow back, so protect them, you know. Outstanding. I probably should knock that flashing off. The bottom side a little sharp. Well, before we go to screwing that from the inside out, I'm gonna get those battery cables off through those old heater ports on the firewall, and we're going to still leave those available later for other use, wires, or who knows, maybe a heater one day, I don't know. But we got to relocate the battery. That's the whole point of this. I got to get the cables off. I bought this cool negative switch to shut down the battery. I'm going to try to keep that, have it under the hood, and keep it just below the hood line. That's the negative, so anyway, as long as the positive's free. But I need to get this loose. Well, due to the cold and the cheapness of this overpriced switch, it just broke. So maybe we won't be using that. So disregard my previous comment. Well, on a more positive note, the positive came out easily. So now the negative, I can just unbolt from the cylinder head right here. So, good stuff. Well, a little Mad Max-ish, but I don't know, I like it. Sturdy. So, yeah, how about that? So, it looks like we're going to cut a little bigger than the battery and do 12 by 8 inches. Should suffice. So that's what we're doing next. Shout out to everybody's favorite Vice Grip Garage. Got my make gas cans great again. That's right. Yeah, I've been collecting old vintage Eagle tanks. I'll show you those some other time. Gotta throw a few sparks on camera, don't I? Well, it worked. Nobody died. That's right. I'm using the little shelf brackets. We'll see how it goes. It all comes off if it sucks. Using real woodworking technology here to make it right the first time. Gonna do a couple holes 1.5 inches and 3.5 inches off the back edge to pre-drill the holes so the self-tappers don't have to fight through from the top down, you know, through this heavier gauge material. And the bolt heads will be away from either edge of the battery itself, so it'll still lay on a perfectly flat surface. Just pre-drilling holes so we can self-tap it down easier. Well, it's on there. Feel free to roast me, but I ain't done with it yet. I plan on anchoring a horizontal 3/8 all thread into the upper firewall like a strap that'll then tie into a straight down one through the middle of the lower plate, so it'll actually also pull the battery towards the firewall, so it won't have a bouncy effect on the bracket. So just letting you know. Here's a mock-up with the battery in there. You can see the placement by the firewall. I think we're going to be pretty good shape, I think. We're going to do a cover, insulative red cover over the positive clamp, so it'll be safe, you know, from hood stuff getting close or whatever. We'll do some more after a while. This may just wrap up today's episode. Got some football to watch. Ain't the Cowboys, but I'm rooting for Packers over Niners and rooting for the young Texans over the Ravens, although that may not happen very easily, if at all. But thanks for watching. Hit subscribe. Subscribe, please. Like, share. Thanks. See you later.